Hey Cybermen, what's up? I have a new DC Reboot 52 review, and it is brought to you by my comic, The Red Knight, which is not a new 52, although it is a #1. Number 1 is out right now, and number 2 is going to be out within another week. I'll be holding that very soon in this hand, as soon as I get it from the printers. You can check out the information below as far as ordering. And, hey, I'm talking about Batman #1. It is by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. And finally, I've been joking, blah, 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 haha, that Scott Snyder is finally writing Batman after writing the Batman universe with Dick Grayson in it. And here we go. This is him actually working with the character. And it's one of those things. It's fantastic, actually. And we start out right with the mood and atmosphere right off the page, with a building that looks sort of Batman-ish, which is very clever. And then, of course, what is almost kind of a standard scene of a riot at Arkham, with all the villains jumping around and Batman beaten up. But it does take an interesting twist when Batman and the Joker team up during the fight. And of course there's a little twist in that. Meanwhile, there is a narration, which we think is Batman, talking about a column that's been in the Gotham Gazette for years. Gotham is, and he goes into detail as to how things in Gotham have affected the articles, actually. And then we get into the fact that this isn't actually Batman narrating. It's actually Bruce Wayne giving a speech, which is a pretty clever little turn, actually. The way he frames this thing all over is really, really well done. Gordon looks great here with his new colored hair. And the Batcave looks just wonderful. Then we break away from the party, where Bruce Wayne is talking about his new plans for Gotham. He has more new plans for Gotham. He's got new plans for Gotham every 6 months. And, let's see, he breaks away from talking to his gigantic doppelganger, who's really named Lincoln March, and to a really fairly horrific murder. Somebody stuck knives in this guy's arteries in alphabetical order. And, well, there's a clue. Our killer, or maybe the victim, maybe have left. But I'm thinking it's the killer. Staking out Bruce Wayne as the next possible victim. Now, there's also some DNA evidence that leads to a clue to the possible killer, or whatever. But, it's a very, very good friend of Bruce Wayne, let's just say. And I kind of doubt it. I think it's kind of a red herring, frankly. But it's an interesting clue to get us into a story. Whoever has done it is trying to make that character look bad. Alright, now let's get into some stuff. Bruce Wayne has this facial recognition thing that identifies all these characters we've seen for 60 years. Like Dick Grayson. And it works now with Scott Pilgrim technology. It's like Dick Grayson, former Robin, current Nightwing. Rating, awesome. And then we got, this is the thing, continuities. I'll be honest, if I hadn't read that DC was doing a reboot or something like that, if I wasn't paying attention, and if I was just buying Batman and not listening to any kind of news, I'd probably go, well, it says '1, that's weird. Oh well, there's really no big difference here. I do understand that Catwoman and Batman don't know each other's secret identities anymore. I'll get to that when I review Catwoman 1. But otherwise, I mean, this really, I don't know, there's just nothing as far as some kind of, like, rewritten history world, except for his costume. I mean, it's a fucking costume, who cares? So it's magnificent, it's really well done, and, no need to worry about, like, rewriting continuities and universes and stuff that, and hoping the kids will get it. just turn out a good product. This is great. Now, Greg Capullo's artwork is, as usual, awesome. I haven't seen Greg Capullo in a while, since he went over into Spawn territory and just didn't look back. I haven't seen him in a long time. I haven't seen him on a DC and Marvel book for forever, and he really got excited to do this. Every page is just beautiful. He has there's a little bit of McFarlane in his work, obviously, but he's his own man, and it's none of that self-indulgent stuff. But he's got a lot of that zip that I love seeing in McFarlane's work, actually. Almost a little similar to McFarlane's work on Amazing Spider-Man back in the day. Oh, wow, this is really good. This makes up for a lot of my little pet peeves and going-ons about the DC reboot. Keep this up. Scott Snyder is magnificent, and this is 5 RAM chips. This is probably the best book I've seen so far in the DC reboot. Maybe. Anyway, push the button, Lindsay.